You paid for fresh seafood. But did you actually buy a microwave cycle and a salt bomb? In the next minutes, we pull the curtain on Red Lobster's fine dining image and show you why smart diners skip the ultimate feast when they want real value and real freshness. You'll see how centrally processed shrimp, rubbery tails, and reheated biscuits stack up against your wallet and your blood pressure. Plus the small signs on your table that tell you a biscuit wasn't baked for you today. If you care about flavor, sodium, and getting what you paid for, don't look away. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great! Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Let's start with the bait. You sit for coastal charm and fresh catch. And the first clue it is not fresh is on the plate you rush to order. The ultimate feast. You expect clean, sweet seafood, warm biscuits with a little steam and butter, and a check that feels fair for quality. The price signals care.
Some of the things that make people nervous about preparing seafood is that they're not sure how to prepare it. You can purchase salmon fillets, and you can purchase salmon steaks, and we also sell salmon portions. When grilling salmon, a good rule of thumb is 10 minutes per inch of fish, and when baking, you want to bake it at a higher heat, around 400 degrees.
Real cooks, real timing. You want the sea, not a salt shaker in a sailor costume. But here's the kicker. A lot of those shrimp and lobster tails are pre-cooked or frozen, then reheated to order. That shortcut saves time but drains life from the meat. Central processing and preservatives blunt the brine and turn fresh into flat. Once you heat and hold seafood, protein fibers tighten. Tender becomes springy, then rubbery. The sauce does the heavy lifting, not the fish. Inspections in multiple markets point to the same themes. Time temperature control slips, cold storage that drifts warm, hot holding that sits in the danger zone. That is how texture dies before it gets to your table. And when flavor fades, the salt steps in.
You're gonna come up and pick a fillet, a shrimp, whatever you want. And then after that, we're gonna say, can we make that easy for you? We're gonna drop in some spices, butter, herbs. We put it in this bag, seal it up for you, take it home, and all you do is put it in the oven and you bake it.
Fish has a lot of heart health benefits with the omega-3 fatty acids. So eating fish twice a week is recommended for heart health.
It's very convenient.
No mess, no fuss, no smell. Instant dinner in 15 to 20 minutes. We're able to use a lot of our sustainable seafood. We've got a great 2020 goal to be 100% sustainable.
If it is in your budget, sometimes the wild-caught fish can be a little bit more nutritionally dense, and the sustainability is a little bit better for the environment as well.
High sodium is the mask. Heavy, glossy sauces and salted sides wake up dull meat, but they spike your intake fast. The ultimate feast alone can land around 2,500 milligrams of sodium, which for many adults is a full day in one go. Add a cup of soup or a dressed salad and you are off the charts. The big taste you notice is not the ocean. It is the brine from a bag. Now the biscuit myth. During a rush, yesterday's cheddar biscuits get a microwave blast. You can spot it. Steam with weak aroma. Soggy bottoms. A doughy center that cools to gummy in minutes. Oven heat dries the surface and browns the edges. Microwaves soak the base. So value? You pay a premium for handling, branding, and a parade of sides, while the raw fish grade tracks closer to freezer aisle packs. Smart skip list. Pass on the ultimate feast and salt stack combos. Ask when biscuits were baked, and if you stay, pick one grilled item plain and hold the sauce. Now let's move on to reading the room, how to spot reheats and salt traps B. If the food is fresh, the room will tell you before the menu does. You do not need a thermometer. You need 10 seconds and your senses.
What to look for when you buy seafood and what not to do when you buy seafood.
Because it's not always easy to know what you should be looking for.
Correct.
And the signs that when you should really not take something home.
So if you look at these fish, each like a steak is real buttery, really good. A rockfish and a Columbia River steelhead. Okay, when you look at these, they don't flake. When you lift them up like that, they stay together. That means they're fresh. You know, we got the little neck clams, we got the PEI mussels, you know. This is one of those king crabs, what you see in the Billiest catch. You know, these are big guys.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is pretty
So wait,
huge.
where did this come from?
The Bering Sea.
Let's start with the biscuits. Lift one. Feel the bottom. Damp and limp means microwave heat. Fresh oven biscuits have a dry base and a little crust on the edge. Take a sniff. Steam without aroma is a red flag. Take a bite. A spongy chew that cools to gummy is not fresh bake. That is speed over craft. Now the shellfish. Shrimp and tails should give you a clean snap, then a mild brine that fades slow. Pre-cooked or held shrimp turn rubbery, with a thin, washed-out taste. If it bounces like a rubber band and leaves no C-note, you are eating time and temperature drift, not a live cook. Watch the sauces. Heavy, glossy coats that pool, then reseparate are camouflage. They are made to stick, shine, and shout salt. That sheen is not for your eyes alone. It is there to carry sodium and cover flat meat. If the sauce hides the surface and bleeds into a ring, you are probably staring at a reheat.
When you really should take something home, if you walk up to a seafood counter and it smells like seafood, walk away.
So it should never smell like seafood.
We have seafood
That's
here.
probably the biggest takeaway.
That's the biggest
yeah,
takeaway.
Yeah, you can't smell this.
If fish goes through seasons, so these are farm raised, this is a wild one, so we can get this year round. But something like the salmon, we'll go to farm raised salmon now when the season is over. You know, in May, June, we'll start back on the wild salmon. So here we got our Texas shrimp. We are converting all our shrimp to a wild Texas shrimp. All U.S. We'll be the only retailer here in Northern California offering nothing but American shrimp, no imports, which is very big.
All right.
Here is the tug of war. High-volume kitchens move tickets with batch cooking, pre-searing, and a microwave finish. Speed wins. Texture loses. Your clue is consistency that feels staged. Same glaze on 3 proteins, same limp finish on every side. Now the menu traps. Combo platters stack proteins and sides, which stacks preservatives and sodium. The more items crammed on one plate, the more your intake climbs. Big value on paper, big salt in practice. Smart ordering is simple. Pick one protein. Ask for it grilled, plain. Get butter and sauce on the side. Swap salted sides for steamed veg or a plain baked potato. Keep toppings light. You pay for the food, not for a glaze. Do that and you cut a big chunk of sodium while getting a truer read on quality. If the tells are loud, you might want to choose a different place. So what is the takeaway when the brand leans on nostalgia and the kitchen leans on a microwave? The real kicker, you paid for fresh, but the loudest flavor on that plate was salt, not the sea. One feast and your sodium day is gone. The gloss, the glaze, the buttery sides, built to make held seafood taste alive. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who orders seafood for the fresh factor. Let them keep their heart, not just a receipt. Want more chains decoded? Comment the next menu you want us to audit, and like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. Next up, the steakhouse trap.